Hi, I'm the goddess of radical self-love. I am also the author of The Snake That Never Sheds. The Snake That Never Sheds was written over 10 years ago and put into a fireproof safe, and I never looked at it again. The Snake That Never Sheds is my personal journey with a lot of tragedy and a lot of triumph, but definitely a lot of lessons. No matter what, never stop searching for your truth, and within that truth, your true nature. It's been a long, long, long walk, but I would do it all over again to find and fall in love with me. I invite you to come along on this journey as I reveal the pain, as I reveal the pain that led to finally discovering my true nature. I invite you to come with on this journey as I discover my true power and my true self. And I hope you find as many lessons in the journey that I have. From the snake that never sheds to the goddess of radical self-love. I invite you all to share in this new journey. Thank you for your likes, comments, and support. I look forward to every moment with you. Thank you. Hi, goddess of radical self-love. I am reading to you my memoir, The Snake That Never Sheds. We are on chapter 3. Thank you all who are joining us for the first time, and thank you to those who are returning. I begin reading from the parents' Tao Te Ching, and also the extended version will be on Patreon, so at some point I will stop it, and this time it will be a little bit earlier in the chapter because there are some more difficult material to talk about right in this chapter, but I'm sure those of you who are not on the Patreon will get the gist of it anyway from the beginning. But for the more in-depth view and full chapter on this one, you will have to go to the Patreon channel, which is filled with amazing things. So you'll like it. But on Sundays we do the reading on The Snake That Never Sheds. Wednesday we do a coloring cleanse, Miss Mecca coloring cleanse for our chakras to release the energy and blockages and pain bodies. And on Friday we do a meditation ceremony. Yeah. So let's begin with the Tao Te Ching parents' advice, ancient advice for modern parents. Infinite possibilities. You do not know the true origin of your children. You call them yours, but they belong to a greater mystery. You do not know the name of this mystery, but it is the true mother and father of your children. At birth, your children are filled with possibilities. It is not your job to limit these possibilities. Do not say this and that are possible for you. These other things are not. They will discover on their own what is and is not possible. It is your job to help them stay open to the marvelous mysteries of life. It may be interesting to ask, what limitations have I, unthinking, taken upon myself? It is very difficult for your children's horizons to be greater than your own. Do something today that pushes against your own preconceptions. Then take your child's hand and gently encourage her to do the same. So, we're beginning. The Snake That Never Sheds, Chapter 3. He got me used to the pain. I believe during this time is when the most significant life derailment happened. I was an ordinary looking 3 to 4 year old, but I had a very outrageous personality. Everywhere I would go, people wanted to know who I was. I would talk to strangers for days, and for some reason had an attitude far beyond my years. I was also very athletic, and it seemed anything I tried, I excelled at. I was just physically built for sports, and it became a love of my life. I am not sure if it were necessarily the sports that I loved, or all the attention it brought me. Anytime my parents spoke of their children, it would be about me and how talented I was. The fact that I rarely saw my parents, I learned quickly how to get their attention. The problem with that was it wasn't enough. This leads me into some of the most confusing and painful things I have ever confessed or had to discuss in my life. I was sitting on the couch next to my brother, watching TV. I was very close to all my siblings, so snuggling was never out of the ordinary. My brother began tickling me, which led to him kissing me. I'm not sure why this didn't shock or bother me. Actually, it was completely the opposite. I enjoyed it. Since I never did push away and was very excited, I wanted more. I liked the fact that it was only something I got to do, that I was his special sister. Now I had a secret all my own. Well, that's how it all began. And of course, his one kiss led to more. I think my brother was around 15 or so at the time. As I reflect back now, I'm not quite sure why anyone else in the house wasn't concerned about the amount of time we started spending together. Soon he brought me into his bed. I think I'm going to stop it there. I know this one is short, but I don't want to make it too in-depth in case there's trigger issues with people on YouTube. So now if you want to see the extended version and hear the full story or print out the PDF of Chapter 3, you can go over to the Patreon. Thank you so much for your support and love and well wishes and donations. I'll see you over at Patreon. Love you all.